Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone. Welcome to today's live stream. So, today is episode number 62, and we are talking about headlines and basically writing copy. So good copy is the difference between um, selling a lot of stuff and not really. I mean, at the end of the day, sales funnels are sales funnels. Most people think of a sales funnel as a collection of pages, but a sales funnel is a whole lot more than just a collection of pages. It is the copy that is on those pages, the headlines, the subheadlines, the video, the features and benefits and bullets, and all of that stuff. And all of it is what drives sales. It isn't just the pages or the layout or the way that pages are set up or structured. In fact, that stuff matters a whole lot less than what you would actually think. What actually matters is how people engage with the page, and how they engage with the page is through the copy that is on the page. Now, today we're going to talk about headlines, and I'm going to walk through the different ways that headlines can be used, because headlines can be used for email subject lines, for blog post titles, and then of course for sales letter headlines. So good copy is good copy and can be used in a lot of different areas, and really it's all just a form or a function of this idea of headlines. So that's what we're going to talk about. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jason Drone. I am the creator of doneforyou.com. We specialize in creating offers, building sales funnels, and marketing automation. Those are the three areas that we play in and we're experts in, and which basically comprise the foundation of every great business, online at least. So that is where we love to be. Now, today, I want to talk a little bit about headlines and also show some split tested examples. So, there's some really simple ways to get good at copy, or get good at writing copy. You just have to put the effort and the work into it, which sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. So, if you want to be a master of your craft, you want to sell a lot of shit online, you actually have to put in the work and figure out some of the buyer psychology of what people actually want to buy and what makes them buy, what are their triggers. So headlines are really the easiest way to start to pinpoint that. um so for instance, great headlines are very to the point. They're very, they have a compelling message, they have a compelling offer, they usually have a little bit of urgency, and they convey a benefit in them. So at the end of the day, one headline encapsulates the entire message of a blog post, of a sales letter, the whole thing. But in addition, it also serves as the jumping off point when somebody's reading it. So they read the headline, which helps them understand what the offer, the page, the email is about. But then it also gets them to read the next line. And that next line is usually a subheadline or the opening paragraph or whatever. And then that paragraph gets them to read the next line or paragraph. And then that gets them to read the next one, all the way down the page. So when you're looking at sales letter, like stuff, like if so there's some screen capture tools and stuff we use which actually record like a video of somebody, watching a sales video, watching a sales page, I should say, or scrolling through a sales page. Most people read the headlines and then they go back and they read the subheadlines, and then they find the sections that they really get into, and then they read those sections all the way down to the buy button. So they're kind of like, they scroll the page and then they go back up to the top, then they scroll the page, and then, so they're back and forth before they decide they want to buy. It's even, oddly enough, it's even more prevalent right now in the pandemic. People are sporadically going through sales pages. They're not looking at sales pages formulaically like they have in the past. They're kind of like up and down and up and down and up and down, and oh, I'm gonna buy, then they buy, and then the same thing for the upsell, like up and down, up and down. So it's interesting the way our psyche has changed because of the pandemic and the crisis. But I mean, but at the end of the day, writing great headlines, you want to hint to some curiosity. Curiosity. You want to propel. To give some urgency. You want to make sure your headline is believable as possible. If you can use numbers, numbers are great. Because they also engage a logical side of the brain as away from the emotional side of the brain. So you want to make sure to avoid hype, which is all over the place right now. And if you can use humor, make sure to use humor. So I am not a very humorous copywriter. There are people that are, and when I as I'm saying this, I'm thinking of like the Harmon Brothers video ads. They're very humorous, they're funny as shit, and that's what makes them so unbelievably viral. People want to share them despite them being advertisements. So if you can tie humor into it, then that always helps. Um, your main headline, though, sometimes it can be preceded by a pre-headline, something like a qualifying statement. So some of the stuff we use is like a headline, turn clicks into customers. And then there might be a pre-headline that is for coaches or consultants. Or there might be like a sub-headline underneath that qualifies, them a little bit more. So we use pre-headlines, headlines, and sub-headlines to really nail like, our target prospect or demographic. And then that way they know that they should continue reading. Or if we're offering something for sale like a lead magnet, we usually try to put the price of the thing in the headline so that they can immediately tune out or tune in, depending on what they're interested in. You want to make sure your target audience, you want to offer them, basically you want to make sure that they know, they're being communicated to. So use the word in your sales copy, use words like make it very personal to them, make it actionable, so all things about a headline. But I wanted to go in, and first of all, I wanted to kind of share some of my copywriting, like where I learned copywriting. I didn't necessarily go through any big course, but it's one of those, copy is one of those things you have to learn by doing. There's no other way. You can go through courses, you can listen to audio programs, you can go through Udemy courses and learn what good copywriting is. And it might take years or decades to actually figure it out. It's much more quick. It's more quicker to write the copy and actually test it live with real people, real websites, real traffic, and actually see what converts and what doesn't. Um, Way back in the day, I had I had a website called Marketing Hacks. One of the top blog posts on this website was a a post on slogans. So it was like the 30 best slogans. We got thousands of visitors a day looking up slogans, best slogans, unique slogans, company slogans, like all these keyword phrases were driving traffic directly to this blog post. And I was like, oh my God, this was 10 years ago. Oh my God, this is such a great opportunity to create a course on slogans. So I created a course on slogans. It was like a 6 or 7 module course. It was, I think I priced it for $67 or $27 or something like that. And I started writing copy. So I wrote some long form copy. This is before sales videos were kind of, invented. So I wrote some long form sales copy, and then I started tracking conversions or track. No, wasn't even conversions. It was clicks. So 400 people will came to the sales page. I'm like, well, shit, I didn't sell anything. So then you tweak the copy again. You wait another 200 or 300 visitors, and then you didn't sell anything. And then you tweak the copy again, and then you get one sale after 300 or 400 visitors. And then you tweak the copy again, and you get 3 sales. So I mean, mind you, that we are 1,200 visitors into this tweaking process, but yet we're starting to get some sales. So now with paid traffic, you can do that a lot quicker. You can get the traffic, you can get the traffic, the views, the lead, whatever, in order to test your conversion process really, really quickly. But you have to learn by doing. You have to learn by writing. So you're going to learn how to write good headlines by testing other headline variations and figuring out what works and what doesn't. And there's one way that I am absolutely in love with for testing headlines quickly. So last week we talked about Visual Website Optimizer. This way is a whole lot simpler. So there's a plugin that I like called Thrive it's called Thrive Headline Optimizer. So let me kick into here. Now this is a blog post. So basically there's lots of different ways you can use headlines. Um, you can use headlines. You can test out headlines in your so obviously in your sales copy, but then you can also test your headlines as blog post subjects, as email subject lines. So you can look and see where am I getting most of my opens. If I get a lot of opens with this particular email subject line, then it must be a really great subject line. If I get a lot of blog post interactions from this particular subject line, then it must be a great subject line. Most of like BuzzFeed and all these like super crazy like trafficked websites, they'll have as many as 25 or 30, subject tests that they run, and then whichever one wins, and then they just let it go, and then that thing is just feeding traffic like crazy forever, so but they test everything, and it's a very important, it's a very important part of what they do. So we're going to look at our tool. It's not our tool, but so this is a piece of software called Thrive Headline Optimizer. So Thrive Headline Optimizer. It is part of the Thrive plugin pack. So this is a paid tool. You get a lot of like different, you get like a leads tool, and it's really sweet. But this particular one is not this page. Is there a page here? Thrive Themes releases new plugin. Maybe it's here. Yeah. Thrive Headline Optimizer. So this is the tool. This is the tool that we're gonna be playing with. I found this thing a couple months ago, and I like we've been getting some crazy organic traffic, and I credit a lot of it to this plugin. Not all of it, because we're doing live streams, we're doing a lot of like new cool stuff. So I credit quite a bit of it to this, but not all of it. So here, so this is the headline optimizer. So basically, how this headline optimizer works is every blog post that you write, you can split test the subject line. So currently, well, today, I mean, you can see that we had 16 views of all of the split tested subject lines. Now, I have already done this test with 25 blog posts. So if we go and we're going to look at the rows per page, so these are all of our completed tests. So content with completed tests. So I'm just going to go look at some of these. So here's one example. So this one was how to use data analytics to unlock sales online. That was the winning variation. We can start another test from here, but let's look at the results of the last test. So here you see that we got in total, it doesn't actually have how many tests we have, but we ran 6 different subject lines for this particular blog post, and you can see how they ended up charting out. So we had one that sucked. It was terrible. So how to use data analytics to unlock sales. It got no engagements, no content views, nothing. Then the next one up was this dark green one. So this was how to use data to improve sales and conversions. That had a total, that was a total engagement rate of 42%. So, and that was our control. Well, now if you look at some of the winners, the winner was how to use data analytics to unlock sales online, and then the one right below that was using data analytics to improve online sales. So what this is telling you is it's basically letting you split test a lot of different subject lines, and then it goes through and tests them all head to head. So it's like, it's testing all of them for you to tell you which one works. And you can see we have, chance to beat original 99.5, 99.97, 99.99. So this green one is the one that we chose as the winner: how to use data analytics to unlock sales online. Now that one is kind of a boring one, but it still goes to show you that more people are going to respond to certain headlines. Now I could use that headline in a ad or in a email subject line, because I already know it's going to resonate by better than a lot of other combinations, for that particular keyword phrase. Now let's look at a different one. So there was one here. We got all kinds of traffic. So what's that one? 3 features from Instagram live video. There, we're going to look at this one. This one got a lot of traffic. It always gets a lot of traffic, but so our winning variation right now is 3 features get your free traffic from Instagram, which is odd because there's a misspelling in it. I mean, it should be you free traffic. So here we've tested a lot of different variations. We tested 3 features get your free traffic from Instagram. So that one is 100% chance to beat the original. And then we have 3 free features get you unlimited traffic from Instagram. And that one had a 99.37%. So you can see that both of these ended up, we're neck and neck. The red one, which is the one with the misspelling, actually won. So that is the one that is currently live on the website. So, but with this tool, basically all you have to do, so let's go look at an older blog post. And I'm going to show you how to set this thing up. So if we go to, we're going to go to all posts, and then I'm going to find one that my team hasn't set up a headline test for. So this one is being tested. These are all being tested. So here's one: tricks to effective sales pipeline management. This was the last one that I did. So we're going to go through and set up a headline test using this Thrive Headline Optimizer. So tricks to effective sales pipeline management. Now, there's an important thing here. So the keyword phrase that we're trying to rank for is sales pipeline management. So we want to make sure that that thing is in every keyword phrase that we're working with. So you can see here under our Yoast SEO plugin, sales pipeline management is the keyword phrase that we're looking to optimize for. Now, to set up that split test, we're going to add a new headline, and then we're just going to add 3 variations of this. So sales pipeline management, how to effectively track sales. Now we're going to set up another variation. So top tips for top tips to effectively tracking sales pipeline management. And usually I just throw like a winger in, like my last variation usually is just kind of like a Hail Mary, like maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Does sales pipeline management work? Find out here. That's it. So now we have 3 different variations of this test. And as soon as we hit update, then what it's going to do is it's going to throw that in that Thrive Headline Optimizer plugin. And then it's going to start round robining those subject lines. And then we're going to check back in a week or two. Once we get usually about 100 views, we're going to check back and see which subject lines won, which ones suck, which ones, and if there is a clear winner already, then we will activate that clear winner. We'll kind of lock that in, and then we'll usually retest. So usually we'll do another test and see if we can beat that winner again. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but we're always trying to find a new control with our headlines, whether it's a sales page headline, whether it is a blog post headline or an email subject line. We always try to find that new control, and then we go from there. So if you have any questions at all, go to let us, if you have any questions at all, you want to schedule an action plan call with my team and I, walk through, sales copy, sales funnels, email traffic, whatever, go to doneforyou.com/start. book a call with us, and we'll be happy to, kind of put together an action plan for you. And if you have any questions for future episodes, go to doneforyou.com/GSD. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Thanks.